Welcome to the Week 13 film breakdown. Alex Smith and the offense, and what a massive, awesome win over the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. National stage. What makes it even more impressive is that Alex was a large part of the reason they got down 14-0. They were down early. He was struggling. He wasn't getting into a good rhythm. His feet were not good. He wasn't very accurate. Things were just not going well offensively. Alex was a big part of that. They came back. He was a big part of why they came back. He was accurate down the stretch. He recovered from a tough stretch where he missed a throw down the field and then had a couple sacks right before halftime. In the end, 31-46, 296 yards, a touchdown, 3 sacks, no fumbles, no turnovers. Just a good game, almost 300 yards against the best defense in the NFL. Strong game by Alex. We're going to get into this. This breakdown is brought to you by Hot Chikn Kitchn. If you're in the area, if you're near Woodbridge, I want you to go there. I want you to try their chicken sandwich. You're going to love it. You're not going to regret it. Go there, talk to Anthony, talk to Freddie, tell them Tay and Todd sent you. You'll love it. This is going to be a fun breakdown. I'm looking forward to it. If you enjoy these, if you enjoy this channel, like, subscribe, comment, share it. We're going to be doing more. And once the season ends, we'll be doing some draft stuff. And then next season, we'll do even more than we've done this year. But thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, and we're going to get into it. Offensive film breakdown, Alex Smith, Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. All right, here we go. First play of the game. They're going to hit Terry McLaurin on a quick little hook route. He's just going to run up, hook, boom. Trying to get the ball out of Alex Smith's hand fast early. And they also went up tempo early, went no huddle this first series, or at least these first few plays. This is easy. Just get the ball out quick, try to get into a rhythm here, and you get 12 yards, so a good way to start the game. Obviously, it didn't continue for the first half like this. 2nd and 9 now. Again, quick, they go empty formation, no running back in the backfield. Lots of times when they go empty, like I said, no running back in the backfield, lots of times what they'll have is in the huddle, they'll have 2 plays called. Alex will read the defense pre-snap and decide if he wants to go with this. Sometimes you'll see a running back, in this case that's Gibson, will motion back by the quarterback, and then that gives you the option of run or pass. Now, this is not one of those situations where he motions. This situation, he stays out wide, but we'll see that in the future. They went with a lot of empty, but lots of times you'll see either a running back motion out wide or motion back by the quarterback, and we'll see that later. Here you've got 2nd and 9, trying to hit Isaiah Wright on just a quick little button hook, and he just slips. Right down here, he's just going to slip, and it's going to be an incompletion. And thankfully, it's not worse than that interception. Try to get the ball out quick again and protect Alex Smith, protect the offensive line from the rush. And the rush was being protected in the sense that they weren't getting to Alex, but the ball wasn't being moved very effectively. Now here on 3rd and 9, this play is a little up and down, okay, and I'm going to show you why. So first of all, Steven Sims here is just running a little zig route, just like that. 3rd and 9, you need 9 yards. So right here, he's open, right? I mean, now I can't tell you if he's getting the yards that you need, but based on the way Alex is looking, that's his intended receiver. Now he opts not to throw it, and maybe it's because, again, you've got these 2 defenders here, you need 9 yards, he doesn't want to throw that ball. Terry is breaking this way, but this cornerback is responsible for that, and so that's potentially an interception, especially once you get right here. Tough to say. At this point, Alex Smith has stepped up anyway, and it's great to see that he's able to step up through the A gap, extend the play. He doesn't like what he sees from Steven Sims here. I mean, I would probably throw it here, but once he starts to feel the pressure, he steps up in the pocket, goes right, and then you've got Logan Thomas over the middle. He's not looking that way though. He's keeping his eyes where he's moving. And he goes up field. He hits Steven Sims at the last second. Sims gets 8 yards. You need a 9, so very close. And you end up punting. Now, I would say he should maybe just throw this here and just trust and hope for Sims to break a tackle, maybe a tackle or 2, whatever it takes. Just throw that ball on time. The other thing I want to point out on this play is once Alex Smith steps up here, this is Cam Sims, the deep defender, just completely leaves him off the hook. I mean, off the hook. As wide open as you can get. And you see this is right when Alex is winding up to throw. Now, Alex, I don't know if he ever looks that way. I'm going to guess no. He hits Sims. The other thing I want to add is I honestly don't know if on the move, you watch Alex here on the move, I don't know if he can, even if he gets his eyes at this point. At this point, if he gets his eyes, he would have time to make this throw right over here. But I don't know if he can do that. He'd put a lot of pressure on that leg and trying to make that throw while moving. And, I mean, we're talking, 40 yards down the field. I don't know if that's something he can do anymore. I would call it still a missed opportunity because, again, right here at this point, if he gets his eyes upfield or downfield, whatever you want to say, that's a touchdown. And you're throwing it from about the 20, so 30, yeah, you got probably about 40 yards almost. But, I'd call that a missed opportunity. It's easier when you're watching the film back and it's everything just is so easy to see. But there are definitely guys in this league, the Patrick Mahomes, the Russell Wilsons, the Aaron Rodgers, who are seeing that play, making that play. So it's a play I would love to see made from any quarterback starting for the Washington football team. You end up not converting, you go to 4th and 1. And so I think that's also a part of it where if you do convert and you score at least maybe, it doesn't matter as much, but it doesn't get more open than this in the National Football League. Anyway, 3rd and 9. It's impressive that he's able to maneuver. He gets the ball to Sims, who almost gets enough, but still a missed big play opportunity on the scramble drill. So 1st and 10 now. They're trying to work downfield a bit more. This second drive, you've got decent field position. It's 1st and 10. You're going to have a sack. Now, why does this sack happen? So the Steelers bring a blitz. They bring 6. Cornerback blitz off the edge. And then this linebacker, almost like a delayed blitz. And the linebacker here maybe is extra rusher. If Barber stays into block, then he stays in. If Barber goes out, he's in man coverage. It's man across the board. So you go with the play action fake, and then right about here, again, you're trying to work the ball downfield, right? So your eyes are going probably here first, maybe here, maybe here. In this case, not here. It looks like maybe here or here, but the option with the time you're going to have would be McKissick. However, trying to push the ball down the field. And also the Steelers they disguise this blitz well. They're lined up in their base defense, right? They're lined up pretty base. So, there wasn't a key on blitz. So you get the pickup of the cornerback, but the linebacker comes in free, and Alex doesn't even have time to get through his progressions and then find McKissick, who is an option. And so you end up with the sack loss of 9 yards. So now you've got 2nd and 19, and what they're doing here, you've got Logan Thomas running just an underneath crossing route, shallow cross. Try that again, boom, and you got vertical routes. And it seems, and you can tell this based on the way that these routes are run past about 10 yards, that the ball is intended to go to Logan, with these vertical routes pushing these defenders back, and then you get the ball underneath and try to get some yards, in this case 8 yards. You got cover 3, just a base defense here for the Steelers. And so it actually ends up being a nice play by Logan Thomas. 4-man rush. And you see the play works. You've got that. These guys have to respect these wide receivers running down the field. So you get the ball to Logan Thomas. It's actually low and behind. So this, in lots of cases would be an incompletion. Logan makes a nice one-handed catch. Is able to get the ball and get 8 yards. Alex Smith under maybe not pressure, but just a bit of a, something breathing down his neck a bit. So inaccurate throw there. But Logan Thomas, makes up for it, helps his quarterback out, and you love to see that. 3rd and 11 now. This is a play we've seen Washington run, or this concept, essentially. It's not always from the same formation or from the same look, but it's 3rd and 11, and ideally it's, in this case, it's run to the first down marker and stop. We saw this, Dwayne Haskins threw an interception against the Browns like this. Alex Smith converted a 4th and 13, I think it was, against the Lions like this. 3rd and 11, and he gets enough time, and I'm going to show you why he gets enough time. Takes some steps left, but, maybe he doesn't hit this ball to Inman because of this defender. He's got to float it over. Not sure where he's looking at. He checks it down to Logan Thomas, who's running essentially along the line of scrimmage. You get 6 yards on 3rd and 11. You don't convert. But then look at Logan Thomas, right as this play starts, he's chipping. But watch how it works out for him. Knocks him out, who knocks 91 when they're trying to twist and stunt there. Knocks out 2 guys. Actually, almost seems like he knocks out 3 guys there. If you watch that again. Yeah, knocks out 3 guys. All 3 of these guys on the ground thanks to this man, who then leaves out and then catches the ball. Impressive block. Really help your offensive line. That's why Alex Smith had time here. Now again, 3rd and 11. You're moving this way. You've got this defender coming up on Logan Thomas. I think knowing the situation, this ball's got to go right here. I think this throw can be made, and that's getting you the yards you need. Anyway, you get the check down, and you don't convert, so it goes to 4th down. So 2nd and 9 after you had a roughing the kicker. So same drive still going. You had a run for 1 yard. Now it's 2nd and 9. Steelers are bringing blitz with the single high. They're playing man. And you just got a couple short curl routes, hitch routes happening by the outside receivers, a couple outside out routes by the inside receivers. And in this case, Cam Sims really just doesn't win, right? Down at the bottom of the screen here, Cam Sims does not get this defender to commit to the deep route. So he's able to stop right when Cam Sims stops and play this ball and play through the receiver. Compare that up to the top where Terry McLaurin is, where the cornerback's respecting his speed. And so you see the difference in terms of separation here and here. So it's an incompletion. Cam Sims doesn't win on his route. Alex is looking Cam Sims' way. He's not looking Terry's way. Terry wins on his route. It happens. 2nd and 9. These one-on-one situations, I'm probably looking at Terry more than anyone else. But I do like Cam Sims, and we'll definitely get back to him. 3rd and 9 now after the incompletion. Looks like cover 2 pre-snap, right? It looks like cover 2 ends up being man with a robber underneath, single high, robber, and then man across the board. Steelers run a twist stunt, and so Alex Smith doesn't have time. He's looking left, and he ends up having to bail and try. Oh, he gets the ball to Logan Thomas. He just doesn't gain any yards, but he has to get it to Logan because of the pressure. Now he's looking left. I imagine high to low, and these are both covered, right? And then so all these are no good. Logan Thomas leaks out and gets open, no yards after the catch. I'm not faulting him there. Tough situation. Really the only option you had on this play, right? Inman. But when he's opening up, look at where Alex is, right? Doesn't even have time to work back across the field to Inman. He's running for his life. Steelers run a stunt. And stunts have been a serious Achilles heel for this offense, right? Watch 56 is going to jump inside, 97 go outside, and that's how it works. That's how they've worked all season. That's where the pressure comes from. And it kills this play, doesn't give this play a fair chance. Logan is fading that direction too. Not Logan, Alex is fading that direction. But, if he has time, we're able to step up in the pocket, make his eyes back to the right, then you can hit that. Anyway, pressure this time, you're punting, and you're actually punting, no roughing the kicker. 2nd and 7 now. Field position, not great. Again, now you see the motion out of the backfield, right? At that point, you know that they're throwing the ball. You don't know how they're throwing it, so all you know is that they're throwing the ball, right? Alex Smith is not running a quarterback draw. This is going to be a drop here by Isaiah Wright. Can't have that. He runs a little stop and then break inside, and you just can't drop it. And, this hasn't been a problem for him on the season, but you just can't have this here. 2nd and 7. He's probably getting tackled, probably making it 3rd and short, but just can't have that drop. And you see they're getting the ball out of Alex's hands pretty quick here in this situation. 4-man rush, and he has time there and fits that ball in there pretty nicely. So now it's 3rd and 7, incompletion, right? Okay, you've got slant. Let me try that again. Slant, in, out, fly, vertical, okay? Watch Steven Sims, because the guy can run routes, okay? The guy can separate. He can get himself open. So watch. Boom. immediately yards and yards of separation. What's the problem? Drop. That just can't happen. Look, if he catches this ball right here, I mean, look at all this room. Look at all that room. He's getting you probably 20, maybe more yards. You know, he's got an angle on this defender, I would say, so he's probably coming up to make the tackle. Cannot drop this. It doesn't get any easier or simpler than this. One other thing I want you to notice on this play, J.D. McKissic, right? You know, we had started off with a couple guys in the backfield. You had Inman motion across formation. Now you have McKissic motioning out wide, okay? He motions out wide. And I want you to watch him. Watch, he's running a vertical route. Watch, stutter, and then boom. Man, he gets open. He gets separation running these routes. We saw it on a double move against New York. I want to say the first game against New York when Kyle Allen was playing. It'll be a great day when he gets one of these opportunities down the field. Now, Alex Smith, I'm not saying should have thrown it to him. Alex Smith threw it to a wide open Steven Sims, who was open underneath on a slant for the first down for plenty of yards after that. I'm just pointing this out for future reference because we see this from McKissic, right? You see that matchup where he's out wide. Maybe he's against the linebacker or safety, and he has wide receiver skills. He plays wide receiver, and he wins down the field. So maybe a 1st and 10, maybe a 2nd and short over the last 4 weeks of the season. We'll see an opportunity for him down the field to get one of these balls, especially against single high. You know, the safety is not, he won't have time to make a play on this. All right, 1st and 20 after a couple of just terrible penalties, and we're still trying to get this ball out quick here. All right, you've got this very skinny post. You've got this in-breaking route. But really, you know, they're working the quick stuff here still, respecting that pass rush, getting the ball out quickly, right? You got here, here, and here. Get the ball to Logan Thomas, you get 5 yards. Now on 2nd and 15, trying to get Terry McLaurin back involved in this game. So we're going to try a wide receiver screen. I think that this play could have worked. I'm going to tell you why I think it ends up being only a 2-yard gain when I think that there were more yards to be had. Watch Terry right here. He stops, okay? He stops to catch this ball. And by the time he gets it, and he's breaking, trying to get inside now, Schweitzer can't get there outside to that man. He's got the angle on him, so he's able to get just enough of Terry. Doesn't tackle him, but gets just enough to where 56 can come clean it up. 56 can come clean him up, okay? Now, what I think I want to see Terry do here is I want to see him run inside to this ball, right? I want to see Terry catch this run, keep running inside here. And then, you know, Schweitzer is able to get that block for you, and then now you've got a path, right? Just something minor, And later when we look at Cam Sims' screen, that's a subtle difference that you'll notice is he keeps coming back to the ball. Keep coming back to the ball, back to the ball, back to the ball. Instead, it's only a 2-yard gain, and you put yourself in a 3rd and 13 situation. 3rd and 13 here. Now, this is the play where Logan Thomas fights and, in my opinion, absolutely gets the first down. Was not ruled a first down after review. I mean, to me right there, he's got it clearly. He's probably got it right about here, honestly. Wasn't out of bounds. Ball gets across. It was clear as day to me. So, whatever with that, I guess. But anyway, Logan Thomas leaks out of the backfield. Not out of the backfield, but he starts off in protection and then goes out on the delayed route. You've got vertical routes going down the field, trying to double move, and then in-breaking route. It looks to me like the Steelers are running sort of cover 6, where you've got quarter, half, and then I think he's responsible for this sideline, he's responsible for that sideline, and then he's the middle field defender. This guy right here carries, is that Steven Sims, whichever one it is, he carries him up the field. And so Logan Thomas, when he does leak out, that defender who I just pointed to, I think is supposed to be in this area. Okay. So that's what leaves Logan Thomas wide open, and then the middle field defender is, out of position. Just he's got a lot of field to cover. Logan Thomas makes a catch. Nice move right here. Fights for extra yards. And I mean, I like the call. The Steelers bring some pressure. They bring 5. There's 6 in coverage. And I think McKissick is supposed to be a check down option, but he gets swallowed up. It seems like that's the case. We'll look behind the quarterback. Anyway, you come up it's ruled as coming up short. I don't think it actually did. And McKissick, maybe he's staying in protection there. It's tough to tell either way. But, I mean, if we're talking about Alex, Alex makes the right play. He makes the right throw. He gets it to the open guy underneath and gives him a chance. All right, 2nd and 10 now. You're backed up on the 1 yard line after a terrific goal line stand. The only disadvantage is, you're starting at the 1. Now, we saw this play, the first offensive play of the game. All right, we saw this. Same play, same formation and everything. This ends up being incomplete. It looks like he hesitates throwing it to McLaurin and then ends up kind of throwing it in the dirt there. What happens is Isaiah Wright trips on Terry McLaurin's foot, and Alex is looking towards Isaiah Wright. Comes back to Terry. TJ Watt's kind of in his face, and then tries to throw it around TJ Watt, who seems would have batted it down, but you can see it better from this angle. Right? He's looking out this way. Wright slips or trips. So now he's coming back. Terry. And you got Watt right there. Tries to get around TJ Watt. Incomplete. So now you've got 3rd and 10 from the 1 yard line. And I mean, this is just a tough spot. You got a post route over the middle against cover 2. And I mean, maybe a throw is there, but you're thinking, I got to get this ball out of my hands. Alex is a veteran. He's got to get the ball out of his hands. Cannot take a safety here or fumble and give up a touchdown or anything like that. So he gets it out to Logan Thomas underneath again, only gets 6 yards. You don't convert. This is a tough spot to be in, though. Tough spot to be in. It's just cover 2. And look, I mean, you want to try to float this ball out here, be my guest. But that's a tough one. You don't want to turn it over either, at this side of the field. So just punt the ball back. I don't hate this, play or this decision. I think earlier on 1st or 2nd down, I'd like to see a shot. Maybe get pass interference, maybe a double move. But 3rd and 10 from the 1 is a tough spot to be in. 6 yards. 1st and 10 now. You get the ball back, 33-yard line, 2 yards to Steven Sims on another zig route. I kind of like when Washington lines up in this trips tight formation. And so you're just going to get a zig, and then you're going to get a out, and you're going to get in and a fly and a check down. And I mean, the Steelers cover this play pretty well here. It looks like cover 2 to me is what it looks like, or maybe 6, maybe quarter, half, maybe is what it looks like. But I mean, you look at this play and that's not there. The ball is out. That's why it may look like it, but it's not there. And all you've got is your check down and your underneath receiver. 2 yards. Don't take a sack. Get the ball out of your hands quick. And so at this point in the game, we haven't seen a lot of downfield throws from Alex Smith, right? It's been a lot of quick stuff. Get the ball out quick. But they just haven't been able to sustain that on drives along with the running game, which hasn't been working to move the ball. Well, you go empty here. And they did go with a lot of empty, which is interesting because, that's usually going to be 5-man protection. But for one, on this play, it holds it well. And then 2, Alex, probably partially as a result of that protection holding it well, gives him time to work down the field some to Logan Thomas, who I think makes a really good catch. I think you could argue that there was pass interference. He gets there a little early. But I like this by the line, by Alex, and by Logan. Gets a really good pocket here to be able to stand in. And then I like that he trusts Logan and is getting rid of the ball right as he's going into his break. And then just throws an accurate ball, and Logan makes a good catch. So you get 16 yards, and you're finally starting to move the ball some here. So we saw a play ago, pushing the ball down the field before halftime, trying to get some points. Now this is the first really big missed opportunity of the game for Alex. He just underthrows this ball. I mean, I love that he sees it. I love that he throws it, but he underthrows it. He's got some pressure breathing down his neck. TJ Watt, sack leader, beating Morgan Moses around the edge, but he throws this ball, and also, Steven Sims wins again. It's a good play by the defender, but the defender can only make a play because the ball is underthrown. But watch Steven Sims. Boom, just gone. If Steven Sims gets this ball in stride, I think he may be scoring. I think that if he gets it in stride, he may be able to get past. If he runs at a bit of an angle away from this safety, let me go up again. If he runs at an angle away from this safety towards this one and can maybe just break one tackle or maybe just run by him, I think that's maybe a touchdown. If he gets it in stride. This is a big missed opportunity. Just an underthrow by Alex. And I'd love to see him hit this here. Steven Sims, I thought he got open. 2nd and 10 now after the miss, after the incompletion, and you've got Cam Sims motioning across. Love Cam Sims, and you've got just a crosser and then a bit of a trail behind it. And he can work either of them underneath because you've got routes going down the field, pushing these defenders back. So, yeah, you can hit either one of these guys. He hits McKissick and he gets you 3 yards. If you want to talk about downfield options, that's probably your best bet, but he's not even looking back for the ball, so he's not getting the ball. 3 yards here. It's 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 now. And I like some things about this play. A couple things I don't like. Now, motion, and that indicates man. It ends up being man, single high. With an underneath robber, only a 4-man rush. And he took a shot to Terry. And I like that. It's a 50-50 ball. Usually Terry is coming down with this. This one he just can't get his hands on it right. So he just isn't able to bring it in. But we've seen him bring these in lots of times, and I'm sure next time he will. I like the decision to give him that chance. Now what I would say is on the other side of the field here, and you've got man, and you've got a bit of a switch off going here because you got Logan and Steven Sims lined up tight. And so if they do some sort of weird twist, these defenders have got to make sure that they don't run into each other. So what happens here is, Logan takes off, and then now this defender is responsible for Sims, and Sims is running his classic zig route. Or it's actually really stop route, and he starts, like a little hook, little button hook, and then he starts working back outside. But either way, this is the line to gain, and Sims has that in front of him. Again, Alex decides to take the shot, which I don't hate. But sometimes you see the offense early on struggling to move the ball. It's because of plays like this, where you take a shot in a situation where you had a receiver open underneath to get you the yards you need. Or another opportunity where you hit an underneath receiver who's not getting you much of anything when you've got a shot down the field. And it's just kind of getting into that rhythm. In the second half, they tend to get into that rhythm. In the first half, they tend to be a little out of rhythm here. I mean, if Terry catches his ball, everything's great. But, on 3rd and 7, taking a 50-50 shot down the field versus hitting a, open underneath receiver, the odds are what they are. Anyway, it's incomplete. 4th down, you punt the ball away. And I just want to look here to see, he starts off left. And that's likely to kind of hold the safety. But he knows, I think, pre-snap he's going downfield. And next time, Terry's going to catch that ball. 1st and 10. And this is when the Cam Sims show begins. Provided a huge spark for this offense. Someone had to start making something happen on a short throw, get down the field, and that's exactly what Cam Sims does here. It looks to me like the Steelers aren't playing cover 2. It looks like they're actually playing with 2 underneath zone defenders. Now, I may not be 100% right on that, but that's what it seems like, okay? It looks like man with 2 underneath defenders sitting on these underneath throws because maybe they're not expecting anything down the field. Cam just runs a simple slant, and he does the rest from there, and I just love it. Get off of me, stiff arm, a nice block there. Terry get in the way, get those extra yards, 30 yards, suddenly you're in field goal range for the first time all game. Because somebody made a play. In this case, Cam Sims. Boom. I love it. I love the yards after catch. Didn't know he had that ability. 1st and 10 after the big play. 40 seconds left on the clock. It ends up being cover 2. Now, there's something I want to point out in this play. You get 11 yards to McKissick. Something I want to point out that I think is going to come up later. You see this outside cornerback, outside defender here. Terry's running kind of something like this. That was just a line I drew. But anyway, Terry's running a more vertical route down the field. He's the flat zone defender. But he's going to carry Terry, that rhymes, up. And the moment Alex sees that, he knows he's hitting McKissick out of the backfield, right? He's carrying him up the field, but he's really responsible for this flat zone. The moment Alex sees this, you got to hit McKissick here. You're going to get 11 yards. Now, I'm going to come back to that later, but just remember that outside corner carrying a vertical route. 1st and 10 again. Now, let's look at 31, okay? Let's watch him again. You're going to get Logan Thomas running this out, deep out, and then you're going to get a deeper out, and then you're going to McKissick. Alex is reading left. It seems like a bit of a high-low read where he's reading, and if this cornerback steps up on this, then he's hitting Logan. If he steps back on that, then he's hitting McKissick, right? So he kind of stays in the middle. I mean, he plays it pretty well. Get McKissick, get 1 yard. Last time, again, remember McKissick got 11 yards because he carried the vertical route. I mean, there's a vertical route again here. Cam Sims. He doesn't carry him this time. He stays. Right? If he carries him again, and you're hitting McKissick again, you're getting yards. This time he stays. And so Alex gets the ball out there. I mean, I would say that maybe, just maybe there's a chance that this ball could get to Logan Thomas. But I'm going to say you made a smart decision. Get the ball to McKissick. Let him get out of bounds. You get 1 yard, so you don't really get much on the play. But just looking at what happened in the last play, how it affected this play. Now, this was probably Alex's worst play of the game. It's 2nd and 9 at the 17, 30 seconds left. You have 1 timeout. You're trying to score before halftime so you can get the ball back. And then, score again and tie the game up. You're down 14-0. So this is what's happening on this play, okay? Steelers are bringing pressure, all right? They're bringing pressure. 6-man pressure. I think there's a blitz right here. So, you want to run a play. I mean, you want to throw a ball that ideally can stop the clock, which would be Cam Sims down here. But you have a timeout. You have time. It's not critical. You've got this underneath crosser open. It's man, single high. There's no middle defender, no robber underneath. Alex, he doesn't look here. He doesn't look here. He's looking at Terry. He's looking at Terry the whole way, and he stays on Terry too long. I mean, this is a long developing route for Terry. He stays on Terry too long. I mean, at this point now, you've got Logan Thomas open. And then doesn't throw the ball, and then ends up getting sacked. And this is a bad play. It's a bad play because, one, he stays on Terry too long. If you stay in on Terry, then throw it to Terry, right? Float it out here to the back corner of the end zone. Maybe Terry can make a play for you. Or throw it over Terry's head. Stop the clock. Or get off of Terry. Come here. Because you'd have to probably go right here. You probably have to go, hot and quick. You don't want to throw that ball late or it's a pick six. Go here. You've got a timeout. He's got a path to getting some yards. I mean, I think if Isaiah Wright catches that ball, he might get you to the 5-yard line. I mean, depending on when you get it to him, if he breaks the tackle, maybe he scores. Either way, any option is better than taking a 7-yard sack. The clock keeps rolling, so it forces you to use your timeout. This is probably his worst play because he had multiple open options. Right? He's looking for Terry. He just stays on him. And all he has to do really is Terry, now come back down and hit the guy right in front of your face. This is a bad play. And, being objective, it was a bad play. There's good plays. There's been good plays. Talk about the good plays. When there's bad plays, talk about the bad plays. And this was a bad play. Go back to Isaiah Wright here, man. Go to him. Go back to him. Get your eyes back to him and just hit him. And he's going to get you in a good spot. Sack. 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16, 24 seconds left at the Steelers' 24 and no timeouts anymore. Bunch left. They love to go with a lot of bunch. And again, so I'm going to, first of all, point out Logan Thomas open right here, and I don't know exactly what the intent is on this play, if it's to just try to get some yards for a better field goal. You're trying to get down the field some, because it's really just a couple, vertical routes that kind of run to the same spot. I don't know if that's right, or correct. Not Isaiah right. I don't know if that is correct. And you've got, I think that's Terry over there by himself, but Alex gets sacked again. And again, he's looking left, and at this point, you've got to just get this ball to Logan Thomas. If it's incomplete, that's fine. If it gets it to him, he's probably not getting any yards, or getting a couple yards, it's fine. He's stopping the clock, but man, you cannot take another sack. These are the worst back-to-back plays by Alex Smith. To take these 2 sacks, not only when you had guys open on the first one, not only when you had a check down option on the second one, the fact that the clock is rolling, you need to be able to get a field goal. Now it's 4th and 23. You can't get back up and spike it. And you have to run the kicking team out there. Obviously, he takes the ball, the clock gets stopped, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. But these are the bad plays before half. He makes up for it in the second half. But here, he's looking left. Eyes got to come down. This ball's got to come out to Logan Thomas. That's what's got to happen. Incomplete is much better than a sack. 1st and 23. After a legal use of hands and a false start, and you already were at the 18-yard line, didn't get to the 25 on the kickoff. Horrible, horrible start by the offense in the second half. Top it off, not a great throw here from Alex Smith, and on 1st and 23, you only get 4 yards. Now, he's reading right the whole way. He's reading the right side. Gets the ball to Cam Sims, who catches it with his legs, and you get 4 yards. It's tough to say, on the deeper outbreaking route if Logan's open, if he'll be open. I mean, it kind of seems like it. Hayden, I think that is, seems to be playing with inside position, so I think Logan breaks out. But again, Alex is standing in his own end zone against the sack leader of the NFL, the team with the most sacks. Got to get the ball out quick. Cam Sims makes a good catch between his legs, and you get some yards. 2nd and 19. You're going empty again. Looks like just cover 3 from the Steelers is what it appears to be. And it looks like they kind of got there from a funky spot where you get 34 coming down, and it looks like playing as the flat zone defender. Anyway, 2nd and 19. Isaiah Wright on a little zig route, and you get 5 yards. I mean, you'd love to be getting more yards than this, because 1st and 23, you're going to get yourself in a tough spot. But again, you can't take a safety, can't take a sack, so get the ball out of your hands. And you don't really have any other options, down the field. And they're not even really calling routes down the field, so get the ball out quick. Hurdle, like the hurdle there, and you get 5 yards. And at least Isaiah Wright holds on to the ball this time. And you got, Schweitzer right here getting a bit bullied back into the quarterback, so Alex doesn't have time to try to look anywhere else anyway. Right, getting just bullied back to Alex Smith. 5 yards, nice hurdle. Now, when we need a spark on offense, who do we go to? There's only one person. Cam Sims, great play here. Let's just watch it. 3rd and 14, you get 31 yards. And he honestly could have gotten more. Right about here, he can go back right, follow his line. There's 3 blockers, there's 3 defenders. If he cuts back right, he's getting more yards. But anyway, watch the subtle thing. I talked about this earlier on Terry McLaurin's screen. You only got 2 yards. Come back to this ball all the way. And watch Cam Sims down here. Comes back to the ball. And that way this defender can't. He actually does get just a hand on him, but he's not able to make that tackle because Sims gets back to the ball. Then you get a couple nice blocks. The entire offensive line almost is out there. And then just, a nice jump cut back inside by Cam Sims. Good vision there. Because, you see some guys who would just keep trying to go in here. And if he goes in there, it closes up quick. But he cuts back inside again. So you get 31 yards. So I'm not going to complain. I'll say it again. He could go back outside and he could get even more yards. And look at Lucas down here. Lucas ends up at the almost 40-yard line. A huge. This is, in contention for play of the game. You needed a spark, and this isn't even an Alex Smith breakdown. All he's doing is throwing a screen, but great blocking, great running by Cam Sims. This is huge on 3rd and 14 from your 14 to get 31 yards, get out to the 50, almost the 50-yard line. After a couple runs, now you've got a 2nd and 6 lined up under center. We've seen a lot more gun in this game, right? And he's trying to hit Terry McLaurin on a dig route. Ball just gets batted. I'd love to have seen Terry get a chance at this. It would have been a tough catch. I would have loved to have seen it. You got Logan Thomas here. He's not getting open for you, not getting open for you. And they've got tight coverage on Terry. But I like to throw. Just gets batted. Steelers bring pressure. They've got 7 in the box right there. And you delayed blitz right there from the linebacker. So he gets a hand in there. And this is where Terry's at, tight coverage, but I would love to see him have a chance at that. So 3rd and 6 now. Running back motions out of the backfield, and you can tell by that motion it looks like they're just going to be playing some soft zone, which they do. Sims just runs an out route, simple little 5-yard out route, and gets you the yards. You need like that he just dives forward right there. He sees Hayden there, just dive forward. Don't try to go around him. Don't try to just dive forward. We've seen them do this a lot lately where you leave a receiver here, doesn't go out. And you would, see Hayden maybe just drop back and then suddenly get you the 6 yards you need if you get this ball to Inman. And this is probably something the Steelers saw in film. Hayden starts jumping that originally. Alex starts throwing the ball. He jumps that rather than jumping this. That gives Sims just enough space to get the 9 yards when you needed 6. So just a nice, quick, decisive throw. He starts left and looking for maybe McKissick on a slant, but it's well covered here. Boom. Dive forward. First down. 1st and 10. They're just trying to work Sims on a little bubble screen out of bunch formation up top. We see them do this quite a bit. Bunch formation, just a bubble screen to right, to Steven Sims or Isaiah Wright. We go play action and then just get that ball out there. Just need a better block from Logan Thomas here. He's got to block that better and give Sims a chance to do something with the ball. Just not a good block, and you lose 2 yards. 2nd and 12 now, and this is a big play for this offense. This is an impressive drive and a good play here by Alex Smith and Logan Thomas. Getting the ball down the field. First of all, I want you to see, so Logan Thomas, J.D. McKissick. Simple, they're tight. Boom, and then just kind of like that, okay? That's essentially what's happening. This safety, it's cover 3, but they get there from him. He ends up coming down and being the flat zone defender. Sorry for that terrible zone that I drew. And then you got the deep 3rd defender there. Alex manipulates these guys, okay? Gets them both to stay up on McKissick. And that's one of the benefits of, working McKissick on those out routes a lot and them knowing he's a weapon, because watch right here. They both jump up on McKissick. And that's what allows Logan Thomas to get past. Now, this ball, if it's underthrown slightly, it's an interception. It's an impressive catch by Logan Thomas. At best case, it's batted away, if not interception. Alex gets just enough on it. And if you look from behind Alex, you can see him manipulating these guys, right? He's looking McKissick's way. He's looking like he's about to throw it to McKissick. He pump fakes it almost just a little bit, and then comes to Logan Thomas right there. Boom. I wish Logan would have scored. I think he deserved the touchdown. But gets it to the 1-yard line. So just a big, big play. A great job by Alex working the defense there and making a good throw and good catch. All right, 2nd and goal from the 1. We tried to run on 1st down. We didn't get it. Let's try throwing a fade route to our 6'5" receiver who's playing well. Gets knocked out at the end there. Now, some may disagree. Maybe I'm wrong. I really feel that this ball needs to be up higher, right? I think that this ball needs to be up here. I think that Cam Sims, 6'5", needs to be reaching his arms up to get that ball where the cornerback can't make a play on it. He can get it, turn his body around, and then the cornerback doesn't have a shot at it. But this ball, it gets right into his body, and I just think it needs to be higher up. Lots of times you want these fade routes to be right along the sideline there. Want to have to reach all the way up and get it. I just think that it's, again, it goes right into his chest. And I think it's got to be more up here where he's got to reach up and get it, use his height there. I mean, it's a good play by the cornerback, but I just think that a better throw is a touchdown. I think it's a little short. So now it's 3rd and 1. Let's try something else. Okay, Inman motions inside, and they're trying to run just a little pick route here and get Steven Sims open. Except the Steelers play sound defense. And so they just rotate. He gets down on Sims, he stays there, and the play is essentially dead. I mean, you could say maybe throw this ball to Sims. I think I would say just throw the ball to Sims right there. Try to rocket it in there and see if he can get it. But I mean, at that point, the play is dead. Those were his 2 receiving options on the play, rolling right. If you're rolling right, you've either got to throw it when it's there, and Alex, doesn't have the speed now to try to get around this edge, either to extend the play or to run. So he's falling backwards, so has to just throw it away. But the Steelers, like Washington, I mean, they play sound defense, better than Washington. Both teams with goal line stands, they're doing their best impression of Washington, who had a goal line stand earlier. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of surprised no offensive pass interference is called there. But I think that Alex at this point has got to just try to get this ball in here. But safe play also. Throw it away. You've got another down to work with. I don't love these rollouts in these goal line situations, because if it's not there, then you just cut off half the field, right? You just cut off half the field. You can't do anything over here now. So I don't always love these. I don't necessarily love this call, but I think it's well defended as well. 4th and 1, and they say, let's go for it. We got trips right. You're going to have McKissick motioning across the formation and then right back, and McKissick is the intended receiver on this play all the way. The moment that Alex sees he's not there, you just throw that ball away. And I mean, you could say, well, maybe just throw it in the end zone. It's 4th down. If it gets intercepted, it doesn't matter. But if it gets intercepted and it's a touchback, now they're at the 20 instead of the 1, which is one of the advantages of going for it, 4th and 1 at the goal line. It ends up being a penalty. McKissick gets robbed by TJ Watt, so he's not there because of that, flag that's holding. I think that there's a chance McKissick is there if TJ Watt doesn't hold him. But again, I don't love the rollouts. I don't love these rollouts here, but you can just see it immediately. Alex pointing, and then you got McKissick calling for the flags, and then here come the flags. So it works out in the end. But I'm not sure I love the call. But I think that McKissick is maybe there if Watt doesn't hold him. I think there's a chance that he's there. Maybe, not sure. 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard run. Get Barber motioning out of the backfield. I mean, you want Gibson out there. That's a better option, but he's hurt, so you got Barber motioning. You got McKissick tight in the slot. You've got both of them really just kind of running slant routes now. They're both kind of running to the same spot, which doesn't seem right. But anyway, Alex fits that ball in there on 2nd and 9 and gets you 6 yards. I think if he has time, then maybe he tries that because that's there, but he doesn't really have time to get that, I would say. He's got pressure coming in his face that lands around his legs. So, and at this point, if he's trying to throw that ball, Logan's not ready for it. So he would need more time to hit that. He gets this ball into McKissick. It's kind of impressive if you look at it from this angle to see he fits that ball in there. It's a pretty tight fit there, pretty tight window. Gets that ball in there, and a good catch by McKissick for 6 yards. 3rd and 3, and watch McKissick motion out wide, so you're empty, and you've got 4-by-1. You've got a bunch left with an outside receiver outside of that, so it's quads. It's 4-by-1. 4 Terry isolated over here by himself. This play actually fails largely because Brandon Sheriff gets hurt play or two before this, and so Wes Martin is forced to come in, and he just gets bullied back into Alex Smith's lap. Watch Wes Martin. My gosh. Yeah. Yeah. And Alex, if he's able to just step up in here, that'd be great. But he shouldn't be under pressure like this. The right side of the line just completely just fails him. He doesn't have time here. If he could step up, that would be great. But that's some serious pressure. And he's looking left, so he doesn't see it till the last second. And you look back on this side of this angle, and if he's able to have time, he can probably work this right here, I think. I think he's able to work that. Float that ball over top and get that, but no time for that. And then you've got Terry isolated one-on-one on what I think is essentially another go ball, 50-50 jump ball situation. He's just running a vertical, and he turns the Jets on. Watch him turn them on. But again, there's no time for anything. Wes Martin pressure kills the play. Get the ball back, fourth quarter now. Just a screen to J.D. McKissic. Get the ball into the hand of one of your playmakers. Solid throw there. And I'll point that out because Alex does have a less than solid throw on a screen later. And honestly, this throw is almost a little too far behind. Right? But it's not. But later on, he does have a not great throw on a screen. 3rd and 4 now. And this is a good play by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And then also it's a drop by Terry McLaurin. Granted, I don't think he's getting the yards to gain, right? If he catches it, I think he's going to be short, right about there. Maybe if he catches it and reaches across, but I think it's a good play by Minkah. I think it was a good decision by Alex because Terry wins, and then you look at when Alex has thrown it, he's seeing Terry won. He's not looking at Minkah right here. We'll see it from the other angle and see that Minkah really makes a good play here. Keying in on Alex, keying in on Terry. You've got Logan here, but Terry won. Terry was open. But Minkah Fitzpatrick is a good player. And also, maybe Terry drops it regardless, but watch Minkah here. He's in the middle of all this going on. But then he decides to move with Terry. Moves with Terry, and he gets there. And it's either a straight drop or Minkah makes it a drop. You figure if Minkah Fitzpatrick doesn't, if he sits on one of these other plays, Terry's getting some yards. But good play by Minkah Fitzpatrick. Drop there. 4th down. 2nd and 7. And I think this is one of Alex Smith's most impressive throws of the game. He hits J.D. McKissic as he's fading the opposite direction, and J.D.'s running full speed the opposite direction and hits him in stride, man. That's a good throw there. Pressure is what led to that throw. It looks to me like Alex is trying to hit Isaiah Wright over the middle. That's what it looks like. He starts off, and it looks to me like he wants Wright. Starts to feel the pressure, sees McKissic flashing across his face, and then opts to throw it to him. You look at Isaiah Wright. He's open. There's a window there. But I think at that point, Alex is feeling the pressure, so he goes down to McKissic. But it looks to me like he's looking Wright's way, and that's who he wants. Looking Wright's ways. Kind of tough to say. And that rhymed. Looks to me like he's going right. He hasn't uncovered yet. Pressure. Come back to McKissic. And an impressive throw, man. Impressive throw. Now 1st and 10 after a conversion on 3rd and 1. Moving the ball here. It looks like single high, right? Play action. 3-man route down the field. So let's take a shot to one of these outside receivers that are running vertical routes. Cam Sims or Terry McLaurin. Now the ball is pretty terribly underthrown, right? Alex doesn't have anywhere to step into the throw. So it's pretty terribly underthrown. But Cam Sims also needs to look back for this ball earlier. He never finds it. He doesn't see the ball. He's got to look back for this ball, now. I think he's got to be looking for this ball now. Maybe he's able to make a play on it, but he never finds it, and it is a really, really bad underthrow. But, it looks like all arm there by Alex, but Cam Sims just never even sees the ball. But you can see Alex play action and just having to just try to force it in there with his arm. Incompletion. 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. Now this play is an ode to an earlier play, to Logan Thomas' 30-yard catch. This time it's J.D. McKissic getting the ball for 16 yards. And you see what happens. It's opposite, right, in terms of how the Steelers play it. Logan's running this corner. McKissick's running the out. Watch the defender take Logan upfield. Takes him upfield. The moment Alex sees that, the moment he sees that step in that direction, McKissick, boom. He gets 16 yards. This is that same concept. I'd have to look and see if it's the exact same play. It's absolutely the same concept. They're lined up tight. And this time, instead of hitting Logan for 30, you're hitting McKissick for 16 because he's the one who's open. I think good. Scott Turner's getting to a rhythm here. Scott Turner is getting to a rhythm. Alex Smith is getting to a rhythm. I think they figured out the Steelers' defense pretty well and found their weak spots. 2nd and 7 now. You're at the Pittsburgh 23. You're going to hit J.D. McKissick for 8 yards just out of the backfield. I mean, if they're not going to cover him, then throw him the ball, you know? I mean, look at how many yards he has to work with immediately. He's not covered. He's open. If they're not going to cover him, throw him the ball. Another thing I'll point out is, and I'll come back to this in the next play, I think Isaiah Wright, who was running a bit of an out and then up, but more of kind of just a wheel route, I think he's open, you know, if you're throwing this ball downfield, down this way. And that's not to say Alex should have thrown it, but that's just something I'm going to come back to on this next play. Look at what they're doing here, okay? Got right motion across the field. Bunch right on this play. If you play Madden, then this would be Seattle. Now, I don't know what Washington calls it, but this is what they're doing. It's verticals from bunch. Boom. 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 Okay? That's what they're doing. And then McKissick's coming out of the backfield, and he gets the ball. But remember this. You probably can't see that line, but remember the vertical routes being run out of the bunch formation. Look at Wright's route. Look at him. Flat. Up. Okay. You get 8 yards. Now let's go to the next play. 1st and 10. What do we have? Oh, bunch left. Okay, what's happening? Well, let's see. Sprinkle. We've got heavy this time. We've got Sprinkle, Sims, Logan Thomas. It looks familiar, right? They just did this on the last play. It's the same concept. It's not the exact same play. These routes are not the same, but it's the same concept. You see this defender all the way off here, right? And we've talked about them carrying defenders up the field and leaving the flat option open. Well, look at Logan Thomas. He's carrying the seam, 31. He's the one we're attacking. Last time he stayed down on McKissick, or first time he went up. This time he stayed down. This time he goes up. And Logan Thomas is wide open. I mean, he has to respect this route that Cam Sims is running, right? If he stays down on Logan Thomas, then it's a touchdown to Cam Sims. If he stays on Cam Sims, it's a touchdown to Logan Thomas. And that's what happens here. Same concept. Back-to-back plays. It's like in Madden. You just hit same play, R2. And again, it's not the exact same play call, but it's the same concept. Different look, different personnel grouping. But Logan Thomas, man, touchdown. He deserved it. 9 targets, 98 yards, 9 receptions, and a touchdown. Looks like a flat, and then he goes upfield. Easy throw, man. It doesn't get easier than that. 2nd and 7. We're tied at 17. Bubble screen. Get the ball to McKissick. 7 yards. Get you the first down. I like it. I like the call. I like the execution. Just quick, no huddle. They're trying to get the ball moving. Got to score here. 1st and 10. We're trying to move again. Looks to me like cover 3. And guess who gets the ball? J.D. McKissick. Now, this is actually not a great throw by Alex Smith. You get 6 yards. This ball is behind McKissick. If this ball is hitting him as he's moving this direction, and he can catch it and go, Cam Sims gives him a little block there. I mean, he's getting around. I think he's getting some yards here, man. Now, also, what I don't know is if Alex is actually expecting McKissick to move that way, or if he expects him to just sit here. So that may be why that ball is on his, back shoulder like that. But I don't know exactly. So maybe Alex is throwing it to a spot that McKissick is moving away from, or he throws it behind him. All I know is if he does get this ball moving this way, that's not an arrow. Moving this way, then he's getting some yards after that, I think. But anyway, you get 6 yards on 1st and 10. 2nd and 4, and empty again. This is levels. This is the concept here is levels. What does that mean? Everyone is basically running the same route. It's an out route for these receivers, an in route for these guys. They're all running the same basic route though, just at different levels. So levels concept. Alex is trying to hit Isaiah right here, and it just gets batted. Simple, just gets batted. Hand up. What are you going to do about it? 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. You got empty. Okay. And the Steelers are showing man as clear as they can. All right. It's man. Everyone is manned up. Tight man. You've got this underneath robber, and then you've got single high. Cam Sims. This is another candidate for play of the game. He's running a fade route. All right. This would be a seam, but he's not running up the seam. He's running a fade. He's running away from this safety, okay? Alex knows pre-snap that this guy right here is not getting all the way over there, all right? He knows that. Alex is saying, man, safety already on the other side of the hash. That's a terrible arrow. I got to start doing them like this. Never mind. Anyway, man, safety on the other side of the hash marks against a fade route. And this is just, McKissick is just staying there. So he knows he's going to have Cam Sims one-on-one. What is he going to do? Forgive that. What is he going to do? Trust Cam Sims to win. What does Cam Sims do? Wins. And Alex just throws a perfect ball. I mean, Cam Sims only needs one hand to catch it. Perfect. This is the stuff that dreams are made of. These are the types of plays that win games. Washington won this game. This play had so much to do with it. Just as perfect a throw as you can get. Just a phenomenal catch. Cam Sims stacks him up. Stacks him up. So he gets him to flip the cornerback to flip his hips inside. And then he runs right behind him. And he doesn't win with his speed so much as just with his savvy. He just stacks him at the top of the route. Lines him up, squares him up, boom. And then he stacks him here at the top of the route. And he catches the ball. Perfect throw. Great play all around. I'm telling you, Alex knew he's throwing that ball to Cam Sims immediately. Immediately. He trusted him to win, and he won. So now it's 2nd and 8, couple plays later. I mentioned earlier a not great ball on a screen pass, and this is that, right? I mean, it's up there. And the moment that a receiver has to go jump up to get a screen pass, the play is essentially dead. I mean, not only does he have to jump up and get it, he has to stop where he is and jump up. Now, if I want to talk about that fade route earlier, this is how I want Cam Sims catching that fade route. But if he doesn't have to jump up for this ball, if he's catching us on the ground, then maybe he can get in here and do something. Play is dead. I don't necessarily love the call. You lose 2 yards. You know, you had momentum kind of going downfield some, but bad throw. And now 3rd and 10. This is a good call. Well executed play, I would say, by Scott Turner. Well executed by the receivers. You've got Steven Sims, who's running a speed out, 10 yards, and he gets open. You got Terry, who's running an out, stutters, and then goes out, gets open. Cam Sims, underneath that, running an out route. Alex doesn't have time to work Terry. You see he's not getting into his break yet, and Alex has to get rid of this ball because he's got pressure. He gets to Cam Sims. Sims drops it. He's not getting the first down, even if he catches it. And I mean, this is another one. I mean, if you want to be nitpicky, try to get this ball out in front of Sims where he can just run, doesn't have to jump up and get it. He works right. That's where his 2 options are. Sims is his 1 option, so he's working right instead of left. I mean, you know, Sims wins down here at the bottom, but you're working right where you have more options. And Steelers bring a blitz, right? They bring pressure, and the pressure gets home. Chase Roulier gets beat. But look at Terry McLaurin. My gosh, look at this, man. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Anyway, incompletion on the drop, which would not have gotten you the 10 yards you needed likely anyway. If you were to ask me for a grade going into halftime for Alex Smith, it'd probably be a D. He was not good going into halftime. If you ask me after halftime, just the second half, I'd say it's an A. I mean, he really turned it around. I think Scott Turner got into a rhythm. Alex got into a rhythm. I mean, some really nice throws that were made. The throw to Logan Thomas for 30 yards, very good throw. The touchdown was an easy one. He had a throw across his body to J.D. McKissick. The throw to Cam Sims down the field on 3rd and 4, just a perfect ball, accurate. I thought that in the second half, he calmed down, he settled down, he started playing his game. It was good. They won. He had almost 300 yards against the best defense in the NFL. So if you balance those two out, I'm going to go B+. He led them back from a 14-0 deficit. Best defense in the NFL. That's impressive. Very curious to see, come back from this performance. Keep it going next week. Again, this breakdown is brought to you by Hot Chikn Kitchn, Woodbridge, Virginia. Check them out. Go to their website. Visit them. Small local business. Support them during this time if you can. Like this video, subscribe, comment so we can chat it up and share it with people if you enjoyed it. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. And we'll see what this team can do going into the last quarter of the season.